The scene is set in the Odyssey Casino, in the hidden movie screen within the Odyssey Theatre. John Stanhope has sent a missive out to the new Prince of New Sarum, Prince Eudocia, requesting an audience. Hearing word back, John has set up a private suite usually used for established kindred to hold private meetings. John has spared no expense in the lavishness of the room. The vitae table and servants are all exquisite and immaculately dressed. He has several crystal goblets laid out upon the table on a new varnished mahogany table. John himself is dressed in one of his finer suits, a crisp navy blue. John rubs his temples a little from his eyes. His celebration with Calliope last night has left him a little drained, and news of the vote has frayed his nerves. But he will not miss an opportunity, and he must get in there quick if he has any success of salvaging what has happened. And the scene begins.
Lysander will arrive on time, dressed in his usual business casual.
Lysander will be met by a cadre of serving staff, some young college student mortals dressed in the casino uniform, headed by an older gentleman around 40, balding of hair, sallow eyes, and a sardonic expression. He bows exceedingly deeply, and you can see that his face cracks a little when he attempts to smile. Prince Eudocia.
Just show me the Stanhope.
Of course, sir.
No need for the formality.
Prince Eudocia is led through the card tables and slot machines, through a velvet curtain, into the lavish room itself. John is there, and as soon as Prince Eudocia enters, he stands and bows deeply.
No need for the formality, Mr. Stanhope.
No formality, my prince. Apologies, you must mistake me for another clan. Come, have you refreshed yourself? May I offer you a drink?
I appreciate the offer, but no thank you.
No, thank you very much for seeing me on such short notice. I expect your time is very busy at the moment.
Quite so let's keep this moving, shall we? What's on your mind?
I would like to be at least one of the first, I'm sure I'm not the first, to congratulate you on a successful victory.
I believe you're the first to use those exact words.
I am not a fool, Prince Eudocia. You know very well that I opposed your reign, mainly because of your choice in censure. However, I am kindred enough to admit when I have been beaten. And I would like to congratulate you on a well-played political game.
I appreciate it, and no hard feelings.
Of course not. We both want the same thing, Prince Eudocia, and that is a stable and strong New Sarum. It is simply our methods of doing so were different.
I can agree to that, yes.
Thus, I believe it is a benefit to every prince to know that they gained their ascension through a narrow margin. A prince that sits too comfortably upon the throne is one that makes mistakes too readily. Wouldn't you agree?
I quite agree.
As a peace offering, Mr. Eudocia, I would like to offer you the dossier I have taken this last year in writing of my ideas of the city and what I would have implemented if the vote had gone my way. I do this in the hope that you may find merit in them. You are the prince, and it is your right to rule how you see fit.
I'll accept that. Of course, you're a Primogen, it's your job to advise me. So I will take it under advisement.
John waves his hand, and the old Sargonic ghoul comes in with a briefcase. John puts it on the table and opens the lock, revealing quite a large stack of papers. He passes it to Primogen Eudocia.
Primogen?
Prince Eudocia. Apologies.
Oh. He'll take the stack and kind of glance over some of the pages. Not really reading in depth at this point.
In summary, my prince, it is a plan to have the kindred of the city working into a unified goal in creating influence amongst the mortals. Each Primogen within every clan would focus on a particular area of influence within the mortals. They then, in turn, are made to sponsor a coterie of neonates and ancilla. It need not be a grand coterie, 2 or 3 will do quite fine, to help them expand this influence. This coterie may include independents if they are sponsored by said Primogen. Any independents that do not get sponsored by a Primogen will be asked to leave. Therefore, we are offering the independents an opportunity to expand into areas they would not usually be able to, and gain a modicum of legitimacy within the Camarilla, while tying them specifically into our rules and our governance. The Prince, in turn, will take a percentage of trivial minor boons, 10% of that gross profit every month from the Primogen Council. Therefore, building his power base so he can act as I suppose, a diplomat of sorts, a great manager, a CEO, I suppose, of the city at large, while the Seneschal will be in charge of maintaining cordial relationships with the clan. This not only keeps the kindred focus in exactly what we need, which is influence and acquiring of status, but also of rivalries within their own coterie, within and against their own Primogens. So therefore, healthy competition is encouraged, but in a more constructive way.
I can certainly see the merit in that. I would need to take some time to think it through, see if I can find any issues with it, but it sounds like a sound plan for now.
It also gives the lesser clans amongst us, the Malkavian, Nosferatu Primogens, for instance, who have not that many kindred under their control, a chance to expand and socialize, making sure that these coteries under each Primogen are made of different clans. So therefore, loyalty and information is spread amongst the council and the city evenly.
Like I said, I'll have to think it through, but that sounds like a good plan.
Of course. May I ask what your current plans or direction are, and if there's any way the Ventrue can help you?
He thinks for a moment. Well, I was trying to figure out a way to get towards more influence. You provided me with one possibility, though. The Ventrue just do what the Ventrue do. They don't really need any directing from me to do, as they usually would. That should be enough in walking towards getting this domain secure.
Quite. And what of your plans on the tradition of domain? Is there anything we need to supplement into our usual routine?
Any domain you currently hold, please note down. I will be going back over them, reaffirming any domain held, revoking any that is no longer being defended. Anything that belonged to a clan as a whole will be revoked and passed out among individuals. Possibly among that clan, possibly not. And beyond that, I won't bother with making you all present yourselves again. But If every Primogen could get a list of the people under their influence, that would be appreciated.
I see. I'm surprised you do not wish to meet all the kindred under the city for them to swear allegiance to you.
Their allegiances to the Camarilla. That's good enough for me.
Just so. Admirable, one might say. But I suppose you'll be wanting a coronation party. We haven't had a good Elysium in quite some time.
I don't feel a coronation is necessary, but an Elysium should be held. Make sure everybody's aware of Menu Station, so there's no confusion.
You mistake the need of such a thing, Prince Eudocia. It is not for yourself. It is for the kindred. So they can feel a modicum of hope, that they can celebrate that their fortunes have changed. If you wish of it, this casino here was an Elysium, and as my prior experience as Master of Harpies and Keeper of Elysium, I will throw you a lavish party.
He thinks about that for a minute, as if running over the possibilities. And would you want anything in return?
No. It will be a political statement, Prince Eudocia, that despite the political sparring we had in the past, we are firm allies in our resolve to strengthen Camarilla.
Very well, then make it happen. Was there anything else?
Not from myself. Is there anything you wish of me, or wish to ask me? I'm in a rather honest mood. I suspect you would probably want to take advantage.
He thinks for a moment. No. I think we understand each other.
Excellent. It would be my honor, Prince Eudocia, if you would accept a small gift from me. And he clicks, and a couple of crates of bottled Vitae come out of the back room. You will probably be hosting a lot of these private meetings, and nothing says power than a good bottle of Vitae.
Well, it would be rude to decline, I think, so I will accept.
I am most gracious.
Very gracious of you, Mr. Stanshope.
Well, I suspect your time is precious, my prince. And he stands up a little wobbly on his cane and bows deeply once again.
Lysander will stand and kind of tilt his head a little bit when he bows and just offer a hand for a handshake instead.
John quirks an eyebrow, but takes the handshake. A little fearful, actually, that he's going to get his arm ripped off.
I will come and collect these later when I have a vehicle to do so. Good evening, Mr. Stanshope.
Fair evening to you, my prince.
And Lysander will make his exit.
John will smile, a sweet smile, and then as soon as Lysander is out of shot, his face will drop. End scene.